Warnings of a red wave seem to have scared the White House into shifting its COVID messaging. The administration planning to no longer look at cases when recommending masks and will instead focus on hospitalizations and deaths. And to no one's surprise, the party seems to be pivoting against the mandates that they once championed. The Dem in charge of midterm messaging now saying he's completely over mask mandates. Yay. And comedian Bill Maher warning that his party, the Democrats, have gone too far.
California has got to get its arms around this issue. I mean, it just does. First of all, we know there's been an exodus from this state, and that's partly because of high taxes, and it's partly because fire season is all year round, but it's also because people can't do anything.
Jesse, Bill Maher sounding more and more like me, which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
He influenced me, now I'm influencing him.
You think
it's all
so?
come full circle.
Has it?
Yeah, well, we go to bed and breakfast now and again, so it's all right.
Okay. You go to bed?
No.
And breakfast?
Yes, to breakfast.
I get nervous about something.
What?
When we say the word red wave.
I know.
Let's not say that.
Yeah.
Let's not jinx ourselves.
I'm not part of your group. I'm fine with it.
Even the airlines aren't taking masks that seriously anymore. I flew to Florida and back over the weekend. I didn't even have a mask to get down there. I had to ask Johnny to get me a mask, so I had one in my pocket. I get to JFK, and I don't even put it on. That's my new thing. I don't put it on until someone tells me to put it on. And no one told me to put it on until we actually boarded the plane. So I kind of was putting mine on, and Emma didn't put it on at all. Not very compliant. And she was scolded, but gently. And then when we sat down, we put it on for takeoff. And then you nibble at your peanuts and you take your drink, and that's the scam, and they don't remind you the whole flight.
Why are you telling everybody that's a scam?
No, but I've mentioned the scam before. So I trash it when I get to Fort Myers, and then you're good for the rest. So I'm back in Fort Myers on the return trip. I find that it's all crinkled up in my pocket. I don't put it on until I get on the flight. I did put it on for the Delta Lounge because I wanted to make a good impression. But when I get onto the flight, JetBlue was a little bit more persnickety.
Right.
They are. And it wasn't a personal announcement. It was the over the intercom announcement. I felt I was being targeted because I was in the first row and they saw me. But again, you put it on, then you cheat with the peanuts, and then you throw it away when you land in JFK. This thing is over.
Do you know what I love? I love laughing at people who are leaving a flight and leaving the airport with their mask on. Yeah. You can take it off the moment the doors open on take it off, because what are they going to do? Kick you out? You already arrived. So that means 50% of the people at the airport do not have to wear a mask because they're leaving. Take it off, for God's sake.
They're so used to wearing it all the time.
I know.
And I agree with you. I think JetBlue is a lot more persnickety.
They are.
But Delta's wonderful about it.
I disagree. Delta, I had a flight attendant that was a complete prison guard.
Well, a prison guard.
Yes.
Well, maybe she knew you from your other life.
That's true. I smuggled in a lot of things.
Okay. You know what? You know what's crazy about this? I just want to say one thing. Like 3 months ago, if we didn't have a mask on, we were killing Granny, right? And now, because they see that the Republicans, I won't say red wave, may be ahead, they're like, oh, forget about it. No, there's no problem. No stress. Hey, it's a free country.
Yeah, it's true. You know, Jessica, that's the problem. I've said it before. It's got to be weird to be in a party that only makes choices based on the political ramifications, as opposed to right and wrong, Jessica. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yes, Democrats are the only ones who want to win elections at any cost. There has been new information that has come in the last few months beyond the polling of a potential red wave. And that's what happened during Omicron in terms of how many people were dying from it versus getting it, and how important it is to keep people out of the hospital versus having it. And I did have it a few weeks ago, and it felt like I was legitimately sick. I vaccinated, boosted. I didn't have to go to the doctor or hospital about it. But the person I think has been the most interesting on this is the governor, the Democratic governor of Colorado, Jared Polis. Because after the first wave of mask mandates went away, he never brought them back. So everyone was bringing them back for Delta and then for Omicron, and he just said, no, it's done here. He had never understood outdoor mask mandates. And he actually got in a little fight with the governor of New Mexico because New Mexico brought the mandates back. And he just said, I don't see the science behind this. And then they had basically equal numbers of problematic cases as New Mexico. And he just said, there's your evidence for you. Where
it doesn't work.
It doesn't. I think that it did. it did work. And I don't want to say that what people did at the beginning when we didn't have a vaccine for this and when people were dying and we still have 970,000 people that have died, belittling it down to, peanuts and like a joke is, I think, does.
How dare you?
Yes. By the way, I mean, we've been talking about this forever, Dana, that it should have been about hospitalizations and death.
Yes.
And we're still masking little kids in New
It's
York.
an outrage. It is outrageous.
Yeah, the health guy was like, yeah, going to wear masks forever. Thankfully, Mayor Adams like, actually, no.
Yeah.
They are not going to have to do that. Made it optional. But I thought this was great. Matthew Foldy of the Free Beacon, he went and toured all of Capitol Hill, and he found out that none of the Democratic offices in the House and Senate are operating. None. Okay, so they are continuing to use this COVID thing as an excuse so they can work from home and work in the district. I have to tell you this. Catherine Cortez Masto, she is a senator from Nevada, Democrat, in a swing state. She's got a tough race coming up. She has a sign on her door that says this: cleaning not necessary, because no one's there.
Yes.
And I think the Democrats, they've realized like they've got some problems here, and it's not just masks.
But the numbers are going up, Greg, and I think this summer, if we have to go back to boxes, I think we should go back to
Let's go back.
on Fridays.
on Fridays at least.
Yes. We're all going to be doing the 5 from our homes again.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun, huh?